Understanding neurodiversity, a guide for neurotypical players supporting their neurodiverse teammates. Do your players sometimes struggle to understand their neurodiverse teammates' needs? Creating an environment where neurotypical players comprehend and support neurodiversity within the team is essential for building genuine inclusion, empathy, and compassion throughout the squad. When everyone understands how to work together effectively, your grassroots football team can achieve its full potential, both on and off the pitch. Understanding the foundations of neurodiversity in football. Firstly, use simple, relatable football language when explaining neurodiversity to neurotypical players. For younger team members, you might say, your teammate's brain works a little differently from yours. This helped them see the game in amazing ways. And sometimes it can make certain aspects of training or matches challenging for them. Neurodiversity in football means recognizing that players process information, sensory input, and social interactions differently. Help your neurotypical players understand that neurodiverse teammates might need clearer, more structured instructions before drills, become overwhelmed by sensory aspects like crowd noise or bright floodlights, require more personal space during team huddles. You process tactical information differently than other teammates. This isn't about limitations, but rather about different ways of experiencing and engaging with the football environment. Examples to build understanding between teammates. Share specific football-related examples that neurotypical players can easily understand. When your teammate steps away during the halftime team talk, it's because their brain gets overwhelmed with too many voices at once. This doesn't mean they're not listening. They actually absorb information better with a bit of space. You might notice your teammate wearing headphones before matches, and this helps them manage the noise levels so they can focus better during the actual game. When your teammate follows the same exact routine before every training session, this helps them feel comfortable and ready to play their best football. Explain that these differences aren't choices or preferences, but fundamental aspects of how neurodiverse players experience the world. Just as we wouldn't expect all players to have identical physical attributes, we shouldn't expect identical neurological processing styles. Developing neurotypical players into supportive teammates, encourage neurotypical players to become allies and supporters. Explain that in the best teams, players look out for each other both on and off the pitch. Let them know they can make a significant difference by being patient when a neurodiverse teammate needs instructions repeated, asking helpful questions like, would you prefer me to show you the drill rather than explain it? Learning their neurodiverse teammates' communication preferences during matches, understanding that certain celebrations might be uncomfortable for some players, stepping in if others misinterpret certain behaviors or reactions. Emphasize that these adjustments aren't burdens, but opportunities to develop stronger team bonds and communication skills that will benefit them throughout their football journey and beyond. Addressing fairness questions. Neurotypical players might be transparent about different coaching approaches. Neurotypical players might notice that some teammates receive extra one-on-one coaching time, participate in modified training exercises, use additional visual aids or written instructions, take breaks during high intensity sessions. Explain that these accommodations aren't about favoritism, They're about giving every player what they need to succeed. Use a football analogy. Just as a goalkeeper trains differently than a striker, or a recovering player might need specialized exercises, different coaching methods help everyone develop their full potential. Reassure neurotypical players that their contributions to the team are equally valued, and their questions or feelings about team dynamics are always valid. Creating space, for honest conversations prevents misunderstandings and builds trust. Highlighting the unique strengths neurodiversity brings to football. Take time to help neurotypical players recognize and appreciate the unique skills that neurodiverse teammates bring to your team. Exceptional pattern recognition that helps anticipate opposition plays, hyper focus during critical match situations, managing interpersonal dynamics and emotions. Acknowledge that neurotypical players may experience frustration or confusion at times, especially when communication styles differ within the squad. Creating an environment where all players feel safe discussing challenges is crucial. Hold regular team check-ins where everyone can share their experiences, establish clear communication signals during matches for all players, create a buddy system where players look out for each other, develop a team code of conduct that emphasizes respect for differences. Remind neurotypical players that temporary frustrations are natural but can be overcome with understanding and patience. The skills they develop supporting neurodiverse teammates will serve them well in all future team environments. Practical implementation strategies for coaches. Consider implementing these practices to support better understanding between neurotypical and neurodiverse players. One, educational mini sessions dedicate occasional training segments to understanding different communication and processing styles. Two, shared terminology, develop team-specific language that makes tactical instructions clear for everyone. Three, peer-to-peer learning, create opportunities for players to teach each other skills using different learning methods for reflection activities after matches. Encourage players to share their perspectives on what worked well for communication. Five, leadership development, train team captains specifically in inclusive leadership techniques. Six, celebration of differences, recognize diverse contributions during team meeting. Seven, open dialogue, create safe spaces for neurotypical players to ask questions about supporting their teammates, building a football culture where everyone thrives. Remember that creating an inclusive team environment benefits everyone, so both neurotypical and neurodiverse players and coaches, parents, carers, and spectators. When we embrace different thinking styles, communication methods, and strengths, we develop more adaptable, resilient, and creative football teams. The understanding that neurotypical players develop through supporting their neurodiverse teammates extends far beyond football. These are life skills that build character, empathy, and leadership abilities that will serve them in every team environment they encounter. Do your neurotypical players have questions about working effectively with their neurodiverse teammates? Creating space for honest conversation is the first step toward a more understanding and cohesive grassroots football team where everyone can reach their full potential.